What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Sports Sidebar Podcast. You're tuned in with your boy Rich, and I'm here with my buddies Tom and JD, and we're about to get this thing started. Let's go! All right, ladies and gentlemen. We got a brand new episode for everybody. 126. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good, Rich. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Looking forward to this weekend. It's going to be a lot of brackets busted now that March Madness is upon us. How's everything on your end?
It's good, man. Yeah, it's it's always a fun time of the year. This first weekend is always one of my favorite weekends of the year, and you throw in St. Patty's Day there at on the Friday, and it just makes for a good weekend.
Oh yeah, I mean, despite all the basketball we had going on, the NFL did not let us forget who was number one as they kicked off with their free agency.
It's not even real free agency yet. It's the tampering period, the legal tampering period.
It's a legal tampering period, pretty much, aka pre free agency. Pretty much a lot of deals been dealt out today, even though they're not really kicking off until tomorrow.
It's so like that. I mean, I know we've talked about it on here before. It's just like ridiculous. Like, just let them. I mean, open it up, right? Like the stupid official free agency. Like, who cares? It's like 2 days. These guys already have deals in place. Like, the second that tampering period kicks off, like Adam Schefter has like 8 tweets lined up because there's already all these deals ready to go. It's just like so tough.
Yeah. I mean, it felt like every hour something was going on, man.
Oh, dude, it was wild.
I mean, out of all the stuff that went on, the most notable things. I mean, they had your Jets are in the process of getting your boy Lazard. How you feeling about that, man? One step closer to Aaron Rodgers, man.
Yeah, I mean, with or without Aaron Rodgers, I mean, Lazard at 4 years and 44, decent deal. Probably means that's the end of Corey Davis, unfortunately. I was talking to one of my buddies today, and it was kind of like we never really got to see if Corey Davis was any good, which is unfortunate. I mean, he was kind of put with some bad QBs, but it is what it is. But yeah, he's 27. He's big. He's like 6'5". He catches a lot of touchdowns. So yeah, sure. Like I'm good with that. You team up with Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, and company. I think they got a good wide receiver core there, and obviously having the tie to Rodgers is important. So.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing that they're saying that Rodgers some familiar faces there. So I mean Jets are doing what they can to please him, make sure he makes the right decision that comes there. So.
What do you think? Do you think he's going to go there? I think at this point it's about 50-50.
I want to say about 60-40. To be honest, I think it's probably more, I want to say 80-20, because I feel like at this point he has no choice. It's either that or retire, and he doesn't want to retire.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it's either this or retire, but you're right. I mean, you got $59 million guaranteed sitting there. It's kind of hard to retire.
Yeah, because it seems like a lot of teams are looking elsewhere as far as quarterbacks. So you saw your boy Jimmy G go off the table quick. Carr's off the table already. I mean, there's not really much other options out there. You've seen some other backups get signed as well before he even they finish this deal. So. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be interesting to see, but I'm definitely looking forward to the hype come once he does get signed, because they're gonna be talking about it on ESPN all day. So,
oh yeah,
been nice to mention to see who else tries to follow him, because it seems like a similar Tampa situation where kind of a domino effect. After he signs, maybe you guys get somebody else as far as on the defensive side, or maybe on the offensive side of the ball. So we're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, I don't know who's really left out there. I mean, I know that Rodgers has his supposed wish list of Mercedes Lewis and Randall Cobb, which I think the Jets should stay away from. But it is what it is. But yeah, I just don't know what else is available out there. It's kind of with this tampering period, it's kind of drying up quickly. But you never know with trade market.
Yep.
You never know who's. It's pretty much everyone's almost always available.
Yep, pretty much. Because some players got traded that I didn't think were going to get traded or on the market.
Yep,
But
exactly. I mean, you saw with
um,
Tyreek last year, Devontae Adams, AJ Brown, all these guys that got traded.
yeah, and then now they're talking about the running backs. So a bunch of running backs
Yeah.
are potentially getting traded or seeking trades. So for some of these teams, it'll definitely be a game changer.
Hmm.
And then I mean, outside of that, the Falcons spent about they said 233 million, but I don't think they're done, man. For some reason, I think they addressed the defensive side of the ball, and I think they're waiting to go after Lamar. I think if they got him on their team, it gives them that feel of when Michael Vick was there, and you know things go buck wild, man. If Lamar goes to the Falcons, those number 7 jerseys, if he becomes number 7, are gonna sell like crazy, whatever number he decides to be in Atlanta. So
Yeah, I don't know. They said they were out. They're not pursuing him. They signed. I already forget. They signed. They got Ritter and then Taylor Heineke. It's not like they can't go out and sign put an offer at Lamar. I just, I don't know. I think that there's probably some collusion going on between the owners. They don't want to give out a fully guaranteed contract that's that long and that much money. They're obviously upset with the Deshaun Watson deal,
hmm
and I don't think that they want to kind of stay away from those contracts. That was kind of their big chip on the table is always going to be that non-guaranteed contract and what have you. So I think that they want to stay away from these big contracts. So to me, I think that's one of the reasons that it's you're seeing these teams come out and saying, "Yeah, no, we're good. We're not pursuing." But yeah, I guess could happen. I just don't see it happening in Atlanta.
I don't know, man. I feel like there's something up their sleeve for them to be spending all this money all of a sudden, out of all the years when they could have improved the team and it just wasn't really doing
Yeah,
much.
I mean, sometimes the teams go through that though. I feel like that they. I don't know. Just certain years, certain teams kind of jump out. I mean, Patriots did it a couple years ago. The Jets have done it a few times in the past, where you just spend a buttload of money, and I'm not sure that always. But yeah, it could be trying to attract somebody.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. We're gonna have to wait and see, man, because
Yep.
I'm sure they're not gonna be the only name in the game. So, and then outside of that, I mean some other crazy signings we saw. Hargrave goes to the 49ers. I mean, how much better can your defense get, man?
I
Like,
know. I know. Just adding, a top defensive tackle to that team is absurd. Already one of the, if not the best defense in the league. It's the top three defense at worst. Just adding to the riches there.
I mean, yeah, they're making sure they can get to the quarterback. I mean, they signed a few quarterbacks just in case things go wrong and they don't want their quarterback going out again. But I mean, they're one of the teams that are always going to be in the mix. It's going to be interesting to see which quarterback pops his head out as the starting quarterback.
Hmm.
And then I mean, that defense is always there, so it's definitely going to be worth watching.
Yeah, I mean, I think as long as he's healthy, Purdy's their guy. But we'll have to see what he's looking like to start the season, and if they have to go with Lance or Darnold to start the year, I think they have some options. More
Oh,
options than a lot of other teams, that's for sure.
oh yeah, but I think they're going to be overly prepared for with options for quarterback due to what happened to them in the playoffs.
Hmm.
Then we seen your boy Jalen Ramsey get traded. Did not see that coming, but I think it's kind of going to be needed in reference to the Rams because they're going to have to rebuild. Man, doesn't look like they got anything left in them from that Super Bowl run.
No, I think this is I don't know if they have to fully rebuild, but definitely you know free up some space, change some things around. They cut Allen Robinson, obviously trade Jalen Ramsey, Stafford. I don't know where he's at, whether he has a couple years left, maybe.
Yeah, I heard they
Uh,
might be willing to move him, man.
yeah, I mean they could. I think he's still serviceable. You could probably just restructure his contract or what have you. So Les Snead does not want to rebuild, right? He does not want to do a rebuild. So it's gonna be one of these modified things where they maybe hopefully they can go like 8-8 next year, something like that. Or 8-9, whatever it is, 9-8, something in that range. and then continue that. I think they may have a first round pick at some point.
At some point.
No promises, but and then start to kind of rebuild that team.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do.
They seem like they want to go like the Pittsburgh route of trying to rebuild your team without completely tanking.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing. We're gonna have to wait and see what else they do. That's the thing, because they don't have really any top first round draft picks, so it's not like they can build through the draft. I know their cap situation isn't the best, so we're gonna have to wait and see what they can pull off.
Yeah, but I think the cap can be worked around, as we're kind of seeing, this year, and we've seen in the past that restructure some contracts, convert some bonus money, and boom, all of a sudden you free up $50 million.
Oh yeah.
You're pushing the rock down the road, but it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They're gonna be moving and grooving in order to try to get back in the mix. And it's not like they really are far off as far as competing in a division. It's really only like one team to worry about, which is the 49ers. But that's the team that they struggle against as well. So
yeah. Well, you got no faith in Kyler Murray?
Nah. He doesn't exist yet. They need a lot more. They need a whole new team around him. So
yeah, fair.
And then D-Hop is on the block too. So it is.
Yep.
And I'm not sure what they're doing on defense. I mean, they did get a new coach who was the defensive coordinator for Philly. So, but we're still gonna have to wait and see if that pans out at all.
He seems pretty awkward.
Yeah, and from what I heard from the Philly players, it didn't seem like he was the best play caller on defense. So
no, it certainly helps when you have Pro Bowl caliber players on your team.
Yeah, like 10 Pro Bowlers.
Yeah.
So that's what I said. We're gonna have to wait and see how things plan out. Murray's never had a good head coach relationship, so I think that's gonna play a big part in it as well. Because you're gonna have a defensive coach calling the plays that might not sit well for him.
Yep.
I mean, and outside of that, not too much else. Just still pre day one. And I know. Outside of that, the Bears trade is the number one pick to your Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
How you feeling about that, man? You excited?
Yeah, I think the Bears did. I think they got a good haul. I think the underrated piece in that whole thing was DJ Moore. I think that he gives Justin Fields a weapon that he hasn't had. So it's a good trade for both sides. If the Panthers really like a guy, and it sounds like they really like CJ Stroud, then yeah, it's worth the move. They have nothing at quarterback, so yeah, I think you take a shot and figure it out.
The real question is which quarterback are they going to take? Is it Stroud? Is it going to be Anderson? Is it going to be? I think Anderson might sneak up and get picked early, man. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they're thinking Cam Newton vibes. But okay. I don't know. I have to wait and see though. But I'm not gonna lie, I do like Stroud, but that Anderson just a freak athlete, man.
He is for sure. It's just, I think that there's concerns when you have a really low passing percentage. I think that that scares people away a little bit. And yeah. I know they're talking about footwork and all this other stuff, but yeah, I think being under 50% or around 50% not great. But yeah, obviously his all his other measurables are off the chart. Jumping 43 inches, bench pressing. I forget whatever he did, and then running the 40 as fast as he did. the guy's a freak athlete. And the Carolinas got that soft spot for Cam Newton. So who knows? I could see them. I could definitely see them going that route for sure.
Oh yeah. That's the thing, because I feel like some teams are going to feel like the upside is just so high that they're going to take the chance. So I think he may go higher than I wouldn't be surprised if he was the second quarterback taken off the board. So
yeah, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't be surprised if he was first. I could see him going first or second. Those two quarterbacks could go in any order, and nothing would shock me.
Oh yeah, that's what. Even if it went in the original order, or if it was a reverse order. So
right, just being held hostage by Aaron Rodgers,
Yeah, just another day in the life. So
just another day in the life of a Jets fan, Rich. constant disappointment.
I don't know. It might be some happiness this year. So
We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, outside of that, I mean, on to the NBA. We had your boy John Morant. He checks into I don't want to say rehab, but therapy, so to say, to kind of get himself together. NBA still hasn't announced how long he's going to be suspended for. So that's going to be an interesting situation to see how it plays out, because it seems like Memphis is also dropping in the West standing. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, Memphis is still kind of hanging in there. So it's if there's a time for him to kind of get out and go get help, it's now. I mean, they're still a second seed, right?
Yeah, they're still in second now.
Yeah, I think they're still playing well without him, but if they want to make any run in the playoffs, they're going to have him. Obviously, number one is him, getting his head on straight. The rehab thing I thought was interesting. Like, what is the actual rehab for?
Yeah, I think it's not really it seemed more like therapy, but
yeah,
I'm not sure.
Like, bro, stop being an idiot.
Yeah, but like in my head, I'm thinking like, what kind of therapy? What could he be suffering from that he needed therapy to do those dumb things?
You never know.
Yeah,
could be something he's afraid of, that he's not. Because by all accounts he doesn't drink on the road, or he doesn't. So it's not like he was wasted and flashing a gun. He was just doing it just to do it. So it's like, why is he doing that? Why are you trying to fight people all the time? And what's the underlying issues here?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know if it's the crowd he's hanging around with, or if it's something going on internally with him. So I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see once he comes back to see what the real cause was.
Yep.
And then I mean, your boy Durant came back for a few games, and then magically just rolled his ankle.
His ankle gave out.
Yep. Now he's out a few more weeks. Not gonna lie, him and Devin Booker was looking a little dangerous out there together, man. But I feel like Kevin Durant's one of those players, he can fit into any system just because he's so efficient. He's long, can play some defense. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens when he comes back.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that he finally got the first home game and couldn't play, but it is what it is. I think that Booker can carry them for now and just get healthy and ready for the playoffs, and hopefully that they're not seated too low.
Oh no, yeah, I think right now they're at the 4th spot. So I mean, they just got to worry about Golden State pretty much behind them, because if Golden State catches them, then that's going to give Golden State the home court in that matchup. And unfortunately, man, these Warriors are a different team at home. They played the Suns the other night. Your boy Clay had like 33 points in the first half, something crazy. But he, went ice cold. But then your boy Steph picked up the rest, and your boy Steph was out there talking crap to Chris Paul, telling him this is not 2014, man. So,
I mean, Steph's not really that young either. I mean, he
just turned 35.
36.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he's our age, so he's not that. Chris Paul I think is like 38, 39, but Steph ain't far behind him.
No, man, but I think Steph kind of has a lot more years of basketball just because of his shooting. And then he had those like 2 to 3 years where he pretty much missed the whole season. So I think
got a lot of gas left in the tank. Yeah, that's for sure.
So man, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this matchup. If that were the 4 or 5 matchup, especially being that they had Kevin Durant. If Kevin Durant is back in the playoffs facing his old team or one of his former teams that he won a championship with against Steph Curry and those guys, they're definitely going to come out with some extra juice to make sure they don't win, because they don't want the narrative that they won because of Kevin Durant as well.
Sure, yeah.
And then on the East side, I mean, we had your Celtics, man. They're slipping a little bit, man.
They're struggling a little bit.
They let Milwaukee take the lead right now. They're up like about 2.5 games. I feel like you guys can still catch them though. It's still a few games left.
They can, yeah. Not the 1 seed obviously is the ideal spot to be. If that comes down to that game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals, but I think as long as they land in the 1 or the 2 seed, I think they'll have the matchups that they want. But yeah, I think the bigger concern is just how they're playing right now. They're not really shooting that great. They seem to play worse against worse teams. We saw it last night with the Rockets. I mean, that team is hot trash, and they made them look like an all-star team. I mean, I think Marcus Smart, since he's come back from an injury, has not played well at all. Derek White, I think, is kind of, Derek White was probably playing in over his head a little bit. I think he's kind of come back down to earth. Brogdon's been good. They need Rob Williams back. I mean, they got killed in the paint last night on the offensive rebounds. So yeah, there's some things that they need to do better. I mean, for sure.
Yeah, man. I feel like last year you guys were like the hottest thing smoking right before the playoffs. Hopefully you guys can gain that momentum back before you go in.
Yeah, I mean, if you remember last year though, they played like crap for more than half of the season. So this isn't out of their realm of outcomes. So
as I said, I mean, I hope they switch it up because I think you're definitely going to need that home court in the playoffs. Especially you got a Milwaukee team that's getting healthy, and Giannis being Giannis. So that's probably going to be the matchup you're going to be seeing. Plus,
are you getting healthy because Chris Middleton's out again tonight, or he's out again with his foot issues.
Oh, but I mean, I know Giannis was out a few games and he came back with with that.
I know.
So, but I mean, ultimately, it's going to be you kind of want that one seed because then you avoid the other two teams. Them being them and Philly, and you don't have to worry about them until the final. So that's why the number one spot is going to be worth it this year. Not to mention the home court. So.
Yeah, he's got to play better. That's it. They can play better. We've seen it. He's got to do it.
Oh yeah, but looking forward to playoff basketball.
Yeah, for sure.
But before we get to that, I mean, let's talk about it, man. We got March Madness kicking off this weekend. We got the men's bracket kicking off. I don't know if you got a chance to fill out your bracket yet. I didn't check the poll. Who you liking, man?
Yeah, it was kind of I've looked at the bracket now a few times. I've worked through some of it. It's really setting up for Alabama to make a run here. I think they got a really good draw, and I think that the only trouble that they should face on the way to the Final Four is Arizona. So I like them. Obviously, they can score, they can play defense, they can do it all. If they didn't have the old murder on their resume, I think they'd have a lot more people, on their side there. So, but yeah, I like that South bracket for them. I think there's a couple potential upsets in there. Charleston was 31-3 this year. One of those senior-laden teams.
Yeah, I had them being SDSU. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And then the Furman team, another team from South Carolina, Spartanburg, over there about an hour from here. They another senior-laden team that can hit threes, shoot a ton of threes. Virginia just plays that old style of basketball. Slow it down, get it into the post, bang it down low. If Furman can get them up pace, I think they can take them out. But other than that, I think we probably end up in an Alabama-Arizona situation in the Elite Eight, and I like Alabama there.
Oh yeah, that's as far as the South, that's who I'm liking as well. On the East, in the East bracket, it's probably going to be Duke. Not gonna lie.
This bracket could be the wildest out of all of them. I could see Marquette losing to Vermont. I could see Duke losing in the first round. I could see Duke making it to the Final Four.
Right. It just depends on the kind of night.
Yeah, and Purdue is I think that they're due for a choke job.
Oh yeah, I got them.
They do it all the time.
Got them losing to Memphis in the second round.
Yeah, second round plays well. I mean, both Memphis and Florida Atlantic can hoop. So if Purdue has an off night, I could definitely see them going down in the second round. I don't trust Tennessee. Rick Barnes in the tournament just doesn't perform. Kentucky, always an interesting team. Kansas State played well. And then, I don't know, man. This bracket, I'm with you. I think Duke comes out of this bracket.
Yeah, that's the thing. That would be my pick, but like you said, man, it's March, so anything can happen. And then in the Midwest bracket, I mean, some of the standouts are Houston, but I feel like they'll lose.
I don't like Houston.
Yeah, I kind of like Indiana in this bracket.
Indiana.
Texas as well. Because they have good guard play, so it's going to be interesting to see. But pretty much those are the teams I had get into the Elite Eight. I think it was like Texas. I think Texas, Xavier,
This is another one where I think Drake could probably take down Miami.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think Texas. I like Texas here. That could be a tough second round matchup though against A&M or Penn State. Penn State obviously played well in the tournament.
Yeah.
A&M just an in-conference rival. Houston, yeah, they're gonna have a tough second round matchup, whether it be Iowa or Auburn. But yeah, I'm with you. I think probably an Indiana Texas matchup in the Elite Eight, and then pick your poison there.
Oh yeah. It's definitely is not. It's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be as hectic as the East, but
No,
definitely right up there.
right.
And then on the West side, I mean, notable teams I think can make it out is probably UConn, Kansas. I feel like Gonzaga can, man, but not this year, man. But somehow, they always get into those like Elite Gate, Final Four type
I know.
games, and then they seem to just blow it, man.
Yeah, I'm with you. Gonzaga could again, this could be like a quick one and done, or they could go to the Final Four. I like UCLA here. They got again, an older team, seasoned team. If they don't lose to Arizona, they're probably a number one seed here. UConn obviously played well, got a good team, good squad, so like just in terms of Kansas, like it's tough to repeat. I think.
Mhm.
I think that they're not going to go down without a fight, obviously, but it's just a really hard thing to do in these tournaments.
Yeah, I think that second round matchup against Arkansas is going to give them a lot of problems.
Hmm.
Just because Arkansas has like three guys that are pretty much going to be in the top 10 of NBA draft. So, I mean, you're going to get a chance to see some of those guys. So it's going to be interesting to see, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. Then on the women's side, I mean, I don't want to say it, man, but you might as well just pick South Carolina, man. I mean, you might as well, man. I mean, on the well, they call them like different brackets. So they got Greenville one. I mean, on that side they got the notable teams. They got South Carolina, Creighton, UCLA, Notre Dame, Maryland, Arizona. But South Carolina, I feel like South Carolina's going to run through everybody in that bracket, man.
Yeah.
They're just too damn big. One of the things that people said that hurt them last year is that they're slow. They don't really score that much. This year they've been scoring like crazy. Just one of the biggest teams in women's college basketball. So, and they got the possible player of the year again in Aaliyah Boston. So that one's pretty much a no-brainer. And then they got Seattle 4. I mean, some of the notable teams at Stanford, but they struggled during the late season. Louisville was up there, but they've been struggling as well. Texas is a good defensive team. And then you got Iowa with Caitlin Clark, who's probably runner-up for Player of the Year. She's one of the top scorers in women's basketball. She'll probably be one of the first picks in the draft next year between her and Paige Beckers. So going to be some interesting basketball, man, on that side. In the other brackets, Indiana's also number one. That's another team to watch out for. And they got Utah, man. Utah had a little upset towards the end of the season. They should have won their division, but they didn't. Outside of that, that would be one of the teams I would look out for is Indiana or Utah, just because they got experience and some young shooters on their team that are great.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the Seattle 3 side, I mean, you got UConn, but UConn's not at full strength because, Paige Beckers is out. Izzy Fudd, who's another guard on the team, she's out as well. So that one's up in the air. So, I mean, if I had to pick somebody in Seattle 3, probably either Virginia Tech or, Iowa State. Not too many teams that I would guarantee that can come out of that bracket. So, but overall, man, you just got to go with South Carolina, man. I don't see them getting upset anytime soon. Not until some of those players graduate and leave, which will be this year. So it's going to be still fun to watch, though. Anything can happen.
Absolutely. On the PGA, the Players Championship obviously finished up this past weekend.
Who won that? Scheffler?
Yep, Scheffler won. Yep, Scotty Scheffler took it down.
Bastard.
I know him and John Rahm are just I think levels above everyone else on the tour right now. They're just kind of playing unconscious. Between the two of them, it seems like one of the two of them is going to win the tournament. I mean, you got Homa and McIlroy that are playing well, but they're definitely I would say a level below those other two right now. But yeah, I mean, he played solid golf. The guy just doesn't make too many mistakes. Yeah, he took down a nice $4.25 million purse, I think. They had
Nice little weekend.
nice little weekend there in at TPC Sawgrass. So now they got the Valspar, which is a little bit of a kind of a say an off tournament, not one of the big ones, and then I think they roll right into the match play in Austin, which is I always enjoy. It's just a fun kind of a fun. A little bit different. It's not, it's not stroke play. So you're playing against a guy, and it's just whoever can win the most holes wins the match, and then you got a round robin. So you're playing at least 3 matches, and then from there it's kind of bracket style. So it's kind of cool. And then everyone's looking. It's I think today was 23 days until the Masters, something like that. 22 days until the Masters. So we're 3 weeks out. The first major of the year, and that's where everyone's got their heads at. I mean, Tiger was there last week, apparently, getting in a practice round, so everyone's getting ready to gear up for Augusta.
Oh yeah, so that'll be here in no time. So.
Oh yeah.
Definitely looking forward to that. And who do you think takes down this event
this weekend?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I don't even know who. I have to see who's in it. I haven't really looked at it, to be honest. I think Spieth is in it. He may not be a bad pick. He's still playing decent golf. I think he had a kind of he's had just like one bad round a tournament, and it's kind of cost him. And I think he played one bad round at Sawgrass last weekend, but he had 3 pretty good rounds. So I'd probably go Justin Thomas this week. I think he started to hit the ball a little bit better, and I think he's due for a good week.
I have to I'll keep an eye out for him. See what the line is on him on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that's it for PGA. Anything else?
Yep.
I don't think there's any.
That is all.
It's that time again, ladies and gentlemen. We got another edition of JD's Bites and Brews. What you got for us?
All right, so I got a recipe for a steak and cheese. It was a little different than I've ever made before, so I'll give it to you. So, cook your normal, thin sliced steak. You can either, get the ribeye and slice it up yourself, or buy the shredded steak. So get that nice and diced up with a little bit of, I use Lowry seasoning salt. It's just, to me, it's the best for shaved steak and steak sandwiches. But from there, so you just cook the steak till it's cooked through, put it off to the side for a minute, and then it's on top of the steak there's going to be a mushroom sauce. So in the mushroom sauce, start with a couple tablespoons of butter, a diced up onion. So get that going till the onions kind of cook through a little bit, and then you get into the adding a little bit of flour, the mushrooms. Mushrooms first. Cook those down for a few minutes. Then add the flour. Kind of make a little bit of a roux, and then add some thyme in there. Give a little flavor, a little salt, pepper, and then added some beef broth and some red wine. Cook that down a little bit.
Okay.
So when you get kind of the mixture cooked down, then added some heavy cream in there, kind of make it a creamy sauce. And then so then basically took a roll, cut it open, put the steak in, put a little Swiss cheese directly onto the steak, then put the mushroom sauce on top of the cheese, and then threw another little light layer of Swiss cheese on top of that, and roasted in the oven for just like a minute, just to kind of melt that cheese on there, and good to go. And
what kind of bread you put that on?
So I got these I use these Chicago speed rolls.
Okay.
They're like, I don't know, 6 or 7 inches. But the bakery near me makes them, and I get them fresh, and they're pretty tasty. They're just like light and fluffy. Supposedly lower on the calorie scale. But yeah, they're good. They're like the perfect size.
Oh man, that sounds good. I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't know if you ever tried this before, but if you mix like the A1 sauce with the French dressing and you put that on a steak sandwich, it's pretty good, man.
Is it?
Yeah, man. It might be a little weird for you, man. I discovered it one day, but that combo is pretty good, man. I kind of like it.
Yeah, I've just never been a big. I never like carry French dressing. It's not something I use that often.
Yeah, I have like I buy like one bottle and I have it for like months, and then because I barely use it, but
Yeah.
that's the only time I'll use it is for like on the steak or something.
All right. Well, I'll give it a whirl.
But definitely try that, man. And then what'd you guys drink that down with?
So we got the new. Try the new tequila High Noons. I don't know if you've seen them. Seen them out there. I got the. We'll do the strawberry one. Obviously High Noon's out there with they're the vodka drink. No carbonation or very low carbonation. Have some decent flavors: watermelon, pineapple in the vodka. So they're good. They're a little they're probably the most expensive like seltzer type drink you can get, but again they're pretty tasty. They're only like 4.5%, so it's kind of a good summer drink, day drink, pool drink, whatever. But they just last week or the week before released their tequila version. So it's the same thing, but they have some different flavors. And instead of the vodka base, it's a tequila base. And I'm typically more of a tequila fan, anyways. It's I just like the drinks a little bit better, a little more flavor for me. So I think that they did a really good job with this. It's tasty. The strawberry comes through really well, and it's still light. Like you have one, you're not like it's not like drinking a margarita or something where you can only probably have one or two at the most, and then you kind of got to move on because whether it's heartburn or too much alcohol. These are kind of low key, and you still get kind of that good flavor and a little bit tastier for me than the vodka drink. So I'd probably give it a 7.8.
Oh, that's pretty good, man.
Yeah, they're tasty. I wish they were a little cheaper. I mean, I think a 12 pack's like 22 bucks, something like that, $25. And you're only getting a 4.5% alcohol, so it's not good alcohol to dollar ratio there, but they are tasty.
But man, that sounds real good. I'm not gonna lie, man. Gonna have to try that out.
Yeah, I think that's up your alley, Rich.
But that also sounds like a barbecue drink too.
It is for sure.
Definitely have to keep that in mind come barbecue time once it starts heating up.
It's getting close, man.
Oh yeah, it definitely is, man. Feel like we're almost in April, man. It was just the new year, man. What the hell?
Told you, bro. It happens quick.
So, man, hopefully summer goes by a little bit quicker. Otherwise, we're gonna be right back to fall, winter. Talk about, damn, this year almost over, man.
No kidding.
But definitely gonna give that one to try.
Yeah, you'll like it.
And then that's Jay's Bites and Brew, everybody. And then for this week for the BRRs, I mean, we got our staple shows. We had The Last of Us. They wrapped up with the season finale. Did you get a chance to see that?
I did. Yep.
Yep. Your boy went John Wick on everybody. Fucked everybody up in this hospital. I mean, we kind of saw that coming when they told him what they were going to do with her.
I thought, I obviously I never played the video game, so I didn't know what was going to happen. But I thought when they said that they wanted to test her or do whatever.
Yeah, I thought you could get like her blood or something. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But once they started talking about pulling the messenger out or the cordyceps out.
So
obviously that meant brain surgery and pulling her brain out. So that clearly wasn't going to fly well with Joel, and I think Marlene knew it. Obviously, and probably should have done a little bit more proactive approach here.
Yeah, I feel like it's on the doctors too. Like that was the best decision you guys thought of trying to find a cure. Normally people will get a blood sample and they'll make a vaccine or something, but to just get those brain receptors to make everybody seem like they're like the walkers is just like, that's kind of dumb. They're still there. It doesn't eliminate the problem. So
right, exactly, because she still got bit when so it's not like she's not there. That was the part that I was a little didn't really fully understand, but I don't know. I thought that like you said, I think that they should have probably went about it a different way.
Yeah, man. I was like, I mean, that's what you got doctors get for being dumb.
Yeah, and how about the doctor grabbing the scalpel? Like, no, you're not taking her from me.
Like what? I got a gun,
Joel,
man.
Joel smirked and then shot him in the head.
I'm not gonna lie, he was cold blooded though, because when homegirl was laying on the floor and she was like, "Oh, just let me live," he was like, "No, because you're gonna come after us," and he just popped her real quick and then just went away, man. I was like, that's how it's supposed to be done, rather than how bad guys will give like this long speech there's like this long speech. He was like, "Nah, I'm not having all that. Just get out of here."
Anything in his path, he gets rid of.
Yep. And then the other thing as well is that the fact that he told her kind of a lie in reference to what happened when that truth comes out, how it's gonna hurt their relationship. So
yeah, I don't know if it will. I think based on her look on her face, I think she knows that he's lying to her, but he's doing, and I think that she knows that he's doing it to protect her. But it's one of those kind of weird situations too, right? Like she knows that to help the people, she's gonna have to die. She doesn't really want to die, but she wants to help. So it's like, what do you do, right? So he's telling her a lie. She probably knows that he's lying, but wants to believe him anyways. Just like when your parents tell you a lie just to, keep you safe or do whatever. It happens a lot, but yeah, obviously they developed kind of a father-daughter relationship in their journeys, and he's not willing to part with her yet.
Yeah, and I don't think she is either. Right. So it's going to be interesting to see how this dynamic between those two play out.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how season 2 rolls out. I mean, I would say Joel really makes that show. He is kind of the lifeblood of it. Saw it again in the finale there again when he takes out the whole hospital on a warpath to get to Ellie, and then just the way his kind of character mindset is. So it'll be interesting to see how this season 2 rolls out. And I heard they're breaking up the game into a couple of seasons now, the second game, so we could get multiple seasons out of it. But it'll be interesting to see how tight they stay to the game and whether they keep the same writers, directors, all that. Because I think Neil Druckheimer was the video game creator too, and he was kind of overseeing everything on the show, which I think felt like it kept it kind of closer to that storyline, which people seem to like.
Yeah, but that's the thing. From people I know that play the game or into the game, they said the show was a lot better as well because it gives more background story on a lot of different areas that the game didn't touch on. So
right.
And then we had our one of our second shows, Mayor of Kingstown. I don't know. Did you get to see that as well?
Oh yeah.
Your boy Bunny, man. He's on his what's the dude's name from Training Day?
I forget his name.
He's on his training day, out here robbing gun stores, getting ready for war, man. Yeah, but I forgot the character's name.
I forget the character's name.
So I mean, he's out here. He's getting ready for war, man. They beat up the cop but I don't think that cop really did anything. I don't think he shot anybody, right? When they broke into the jail, right?
Robert?
Yeah, because remember
he killed a ton of people.
But he wasn't the one that shot the main Crip guy though in jail, right?
I don't think so. He just shot a ton of people.
So maybe that's why they got him. He was beat the hell up, possibly dead. We won't find out till next week. But your boy Bunny's ready for war, man, against the police department. And then they said that somebody else bailed him out. So I don't think we met that person, right?
No. Well, they thought it was Mike. It wasn't Mike.
And then Mike thought it was the girl, but she said it wasn't her.
Yeah.
So
who? I was just kind of curious to see was it who put in the word to get Bunny out.
I wonder if it was your boy behind the scenes, boy trying to get the bonds.
Milo.
Yeah, because remember he was like, yeah, you should get out of Kingstown.
Yeah, it could be like, hey, I did a favor for you, Mike. Now you owe me.
Yeah, but like I said, I don't know, man. I feel like shit is about to get crazy next episode. Not that it hasn't been, but it's still the beginning of the episode kind of threw me off too because I was like, what is he doing in the gun store? He's really about to buy a gun. And then
I knew he was going to try to rob the store. I just didn't know they were going to smash and grab.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't know exactly what was going on. I didn't think they were going to just back the truck up in there, and then they pretty much took everything. Yeah. They got all high artillery guns, so it's about to go down. Then he's out there. He's out there playing with drones. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, I like what they've done this season so far.
Yeah, it's been a lot more entertaining than the first. So I mean, they got another good show, man. They got another. I won't say buyer because I won't be paying for this, but
Yeah.
they got another loyal customer in reference to the show. Hopefully, they can keep it going.
The only guy I can't stand is his brother.
Yeah.
He's such a dumbass.
I think he just
the fact that his wife is just leaving him now is like astounding to me.
Yeah, I think he just wants to be so. I think he wants to be as important as his brothers were, and he just doesn't know how to. So.
Yeah. Yep, for sure.
Then we had our third show, Your Honor. I mean, it's getting more spicy. Did you get the chance to see it?
This one I'm not caught up on yet. No, close.
Oh man, so I won't spoil anything, but some stuff happens, some other stuff gets found out. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. I think next week's the final episode for the season.
Okay.
Between this and Mayor of Kingstown, I think they only have one more left. So
nice.
It's going to be interesting to see these season finales since Last of Us already finished and wrapped up theirs. So definitely looking forward to seeing what happens. I don't want to give anything away on you.
For sure.
Then, the other shows I'm checking out, Wolfpack. They're approaching their season finale as well. It's not a bad show. One of those werewolf shows, kind of like Teen Wolfish, like I said before. It's not a bad show for an MTV show, Paramount show. And then we had there's a bunch of other shows, but I haven't really been watching them. Finished Outer Banks, solid season. I feel like it's just a 7.5, man.
Yeah, I thought it's his dad is so annoying. They talk about an annoying guy, annoying character. Like,
Yeah.
what does the girl have to do to prove that she's not a fan of her dad? I mean, the guy freaking tried to choke her out, like.
Yeah, I mean he's pretty much a scumbag when you think about it. You know how he was
dad.
Yeah, how he was trying to get this treasure.
Oh, totally.
Which was sitting well with John B. But I mean, ultimately, they had to kill him off, man. He was just taking up too much unnecessary time.
Yeah, I agree.
But the other thing I don't understand is they just kind of just wrote off the lady that couldn't walk. They just got her the thing, and now she can walk, and then that was it. That was the last we seen of her.
They make some weird like stuff like that, like the Mike Barracuda Mike. Like they basically drive the drug truck like a minute down the road and dump it, and then he just is like, oh yeah, I believe you. You'll get that. You'll pay me back.
Yeah, you'll pay me back. Here's a boat. Here's a boat to.
Yeah, right.
It's like what?
Yeah, some of that stuff. It's like what? No one in their right mind would ever do that.
No. So I mean, ultimately, they're going to be like treasure hunters, so to say. So I'm feeling like I feel like they're moving on like a treasure show.
Yeah.
So since they're moving on like that treasure show, kind of like a national treasure, where they're finding different treasures, it's going to give them a lot of material to work with. They mentioned the Blackbeard at the end. So it's going to be an interesting one to see how they try to find that treasure and all the different characters. They need to get some better villains too, in reference to that. But maybe that's how they bring back the lady that couldn't walk, but now she can walk. Yeah. So maybe she becomes their like nemesis as they look for these treasures. And I'm sure they're going to add some more characters to the group. So
yeah, Singh was a good one, but he had like the worst men of all time working for him. Yeah, obviously Ward was a good one, but you can only play that out for so long. Like you said, they need some fresh blood, and I'm sure if they end up doing a season going after Blackbeard, that there'll be plenty of multiple nemesis that they need to deal with there.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking. I feel like the next season should be big as far as star power they bring in. If they're not bringing back the lady who couldn't walk, but now she can walk. And then I'm sure, like I said, they're gonna need to add some other like main group characters, because that storyline pretty much is finished with the brother and like all the other crew from the Outer Banks. So
yep. And
then outside of that, checked out the other show on Netflix, Triptych. It's pretty much about a girl who finds out she has a twin. Well, she's a triplet. I felt like I was watching Orphan Black all over again. But apparently they said this was based off a true story. So maybe I don't know if Orphan Black, this is what they got their idea from, even though the show came out first. But I felt like Orphan Black was a lot better, even though it was like multiple of the girl. This one was just, it was all right, man. Probably like a 6 out of 10 type show. Something I wouldn't really recommend. It's one of those like foreign shows where you can have the like American voiceovers. Definitely, if you don't got anything else to watch, you can definitely watch it. But not something I would recommend though.
Okay.
Then I checked out that movie Knock at the Cabin. The M Night Shyamalan.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Man, I don't know how he keeps getting. Letting this guy keep making movies, man. It's pretty much like the old fable of the Four Horsemen.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't really like to me. It's not really like scary, even though like the way they portray it as like a thrillerish type movie. It was pretty much straightforward. Like, these four guys come. These people got to decide who needs to die to save humanity. And that's pretty much it, man. It wasn't really like, I don't want to give it away without telling it, but it's just, right. It was a classic Four Horsemen story where, each of them represent a certain type of, human trait. And in order to save humanity, one of the three people in the cabin had to die, as far as the couple or their child. So that's what I said. It wasn't really, there's not going to be another one. I don't see how they make another movie out of this. It wasn't really scary or thrillerish. It was all right movie. It was one of those okay movies. You won't go back and watch. Just one of those movies where you're bored, wanted to check out and watch. You could definitely check it out. But other than that, it wasn't really much else.
Mm-hmm.
And then outside of that, I think that was it, man. I don't think there was anything else.
That's all I got.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time.
Until next time, Rich.
I want to thank y'all for rocking out here on the Sports Sidebar Podcast. Give y'all something to ride out on.